the Israeli government better have a super good lawyer defending them in this case with the ICJ. Uh, with everything that the Israeli government has done, the lawyers on the South African side will have to do very little to prove their case.
Gaza, which is one of the most densely populated places in the world, is home to approximately 2.3 million Palestinians, almost half of them children.
Wow, it's crazy that almost half of the population in Gaza is kids, um, though it's wild how people make the argument that everybody in Gaza voted for Hamas when, obviously that's impossible because these kids aren't voting.
For the past 96 days, Israel has subjected Gaza to what has been described as one of the heaviest conventional bombing campaigns in the history of modern warfare. Palestinians in Gaza are being killed by Israeli weaponry and bombs from air, land, and sea.
And there is no way to deny that these kids aren't being killed by the Israeli government. There's tons and tons of video evidence of it happening. Even the Israeli government admits to the numbers of civilians killed.
They are also at immediate risk of death by starvation, dehydration, and disease as a result of the ongoing siege by Israel, the destruction of Palestinian towns, the insufficient aid being allowed through to the Palestinian population, and the impossibility of distributing this limited aid while bombs fall.
Yeah, the Israeli government controls all of this border and access for what goes in and out of Gaza, besides, the Egyptian side. So the Israeli government has control over uh, the goods and services that go into Gaza. So the fact that they're starving is because of the Israeli government's fault. Besides the fact that they destroyed 70 to 80% of the critical infrastructure.
Distributing this limited aid while bombs fall. This conduct renders essentials to life unobtainable. At this provisional measures stage, as this court has made clear in the Gambia-Myanmar case, it is not necessary for the court to come to a final view on the question of whether Israel's conduct constitutes genocide. It is necessary to establish only whether at least some of the acts alleged are capable of falling within the provisions of the Convention.
And we know it all does. I mean, starving people is committing a genocide. Destroying 80% of the infrastructure, making the land unlivable, that is a genocide. Just indiscriminately bombing people and killing 20,000 citizens and displacing millions of others, that is a genocide.
Israel has a genocidal intent against the Palestinians in Gaza. That is evident from the way in which Israel's military attack is being conducted, which has been described by Ms. Hassim SC. It is systematic in its character and form. The mass displacement of the population of Gaza, headed into areas where they continue to be killed, and the deliberate creation of conditions that, quote, lead to a slow death, unquote.
Yeah, when you're starving people, when you're denying them water, when they're denied health care, that is a real slow death, and that is a genocide.
There is also the clear pattern of conduct, the targeting of family homes and civilian infrastructure, laying waste to vast areas of Gaza, and the bombing, shelling, and sniping of men, women, and children where they stand, the destruction of the health infrastructure, and lack of access to humanitarian